Lake Tahoe is really in a transitional phase right now, and I think the Edgewood Lodge project is one of the things that's going to help recreate the guest experience in Lake Tahoe and accomplish one thing that we haven't done a great job of doing in the South Lake Tahoe market over the decades, and that's delivering on our promise of delivering Lake Tahoe to our customers.
Here at Edgewood Tahoe is that a visitor can come and stay and come and park their car and not use their car again after they're here. We'll allow them to connect not only to the lake, but to a bike path that connects to the new State Line to State Line bikeway and to hiking trails that will extend from Van Sickle State Park up to the Tahoe Rim Trail. We'll provide shuttles from here to the Tourism Corps and Heavenly's Gondola. So here we are at the new site for the Edgewood Tahoe Lodge. We'll be building a new 154-room hotel at this site located along the existing 9th fairway of Edgewood Tahoe. We'll be expanding the clubhouse to accommodate a larger south room, adding about 2,500 square feet to our existing south banquet facility. In addition to the 154 hotel rooms here at the lodge site, we'll have about 40 multiple bedroom units located along the new 9th fairway and existing 8th fairway on the golf course.
Edgewood Lodge and Golf Course Improvement Project site sits at the bottom of a 4,000-acre watershed, which is called Edgewood Creek Watershed. And it really provides the last line of defense for all of the runoff from that watershed before it reaches Lake Tahoe. And because of that, it provides a tremendous opportunity for environmental benefit. And to Edgewood Company's credit, they recognize that and have included a pretty substantial environmental improvement component to their project for water quality, stream environment zones, soils, vegetation, wildlife. They recognize that opportunity, and because of the lodge, they have the capital, and because the company has been here for a long time, they have the interest in doing what's right. We've broken the environmental improvements into a number of projects, and one of those projects is what we call the pond and wetland system. So it's existing ponds and wetlands on the golf course that accept current stormwater discharge from the State Line Stormwater Association system, which is the most urbanized area in the Lake Tahoe Basin. So it's a really critical area, and we're going to be improving, expanding the size of those ponds. We're going to be doubling the size of the wetland associated with them, and all of that's going to lead to substantial water quality improvement. When you take into consideration all of the projects that are proposed on the site, we'll be looking at tens of thousands of pounds of fine sediment that we're going to be able to remove from surface water runoff that reaches the golf course each year, which is a substantial and important item, considering that fine sediment is one of the key issues that's decreasing clarity in Lake Tahoe. One of the primary creeks that runs into Lake Tahoe runs through the golf course, and we have a really unique opportunity to not only restore Edgewood Creek on the golf course, but also to restore fish passage on almost 1,300 linear feet of the creek and restore spawning habitat within the creek on the golf course. And that's a really exciting part, because that kind of addresses multiple natural resource issues with one project. So we're going to be able to restore Edgewood Creek to improve water quality, to improve the function of the stream itself, and also provide benefit for fish passage as well as spawning habitat, which doesn't currently exist. There's multiple environmental improvement projects proposed. There's all of the work associated with the lodge. There's the improvements to the State Line Stormwater Association system, Edgewood Creek improvements and the ponds that are inline ponds on Edgewood Creek. And then above the golf course on the Friday Station property, there currently exists Friday Station Pond, and there is a dam there that was built sometime in the 40s. And so as a part of this project, we're also going to do improvements above the highway on that Friday Station parcel. We're going to rehabilitate that dam so that we protect public safety, because it sits just above the highway. In addition to that, we're going to dredge Friday Station Pond and remove thousands of pounds of sediment from that pond. It's kind of the first, that pond represents the first step in a multi-phase treatment process on the golf course. And so it's really important that we restore volume to that pond. And then we'll be also improving the function of Edgewood Creek just below that pond as well. And that all ends up discharging onto the golf course and ultimately to Lake Tahoe. So starting up on top and working our way down, there's going to be a number of improvements. So one of the really important aspects of this especially from a water quality standpoint, is there's the capital side of things, what you actually need to do to build to improve water quality, the capital infrastructure that you have to put in place, the improvements you make to ponds and to creeks like Edgewood Creek. But then just as important is, that's the immediate benefit you receive. But if they aren't maintained and operated appropriately over time, you begin to lose over time the benefit that's provided by the capital infrastructure improvement you made. So one of the very unique things about this project, and again, because there's an active golf course, because Edgewood Companies has been here for a long time, and the capital provided by the Lodge project, Edgewood Companies is going to have both the resources and the staff to maintain and operate these systems over the long term. And that's really important from a water quality standpoint. And what that means is a big part of that is a fertilizer and pond management plan. And that's going to operate over the entire golf course. And it's going to manage how they both use and distribute fertilizer on the golf course, how frequently they maintain the ponds and the other stormwater infrastructure that's built as a part of the project. So in addition to that, a big part of the fertilizer management plan is removing 24 acres of area from being actively managed turf, which is not native, and taking that out of active management, restoring it, increasing the riparian buffers around the ponds and creeks, and restoring more vegetation complexity and habitat. The culmination and net result of all of these environmental improvements ends up removing thousands of pounds of fine sediment from being discharged to Lake Tahoe. In addition to that, we're looking at restoring 200,000 plus square feet of stream environment zone, along with Edgewood Creek and the ponds. We're going to restore fish passage to 1,300 linear feet of Edgewood Creek, and more importantly, have 1,400 square feet of fish spawning habitat. And then we're going to be reducing significantly the amount of fertilizer used on the golf course.
Our vision for the Edgewood Lodge project is to bring prosperity back to the Lake Tahoe Basin by providing jobs and by enhancing tourism opportunities here on the South Shore, while at the same time providing for an enhanced natural environment. We really see this project as an opportunity to reinvent the South Shore, to replace the old and blighted infrastructure with the energy efficient and attractive new.